Hello, algebra students. Let's deepen our knowledge a little bit about inequalities by looking for somebody else's error. All right, so it says a student solved an inequality. What error did the student make? Now, I spelled out the errors this time. He made a sign error. He made a sign error. He should not have changed the inequality symbol from less to greater than. So let's look at these one at a time rather than just trying to stare at the inequality itself over here to see what I noticed wrong. So let's look at A. A says he made a sign error in step 1. So here's my step 1. Let's see if he made a sign error. So look up above step 1, right? When we get lost in algebra, we look above, we can see there's the original equation. My 15, my less than, that hasn't changed. But what you're going to notice is this student took this -5 and multiplied it through. So let's check his work to see if he did that right or if he had a sign error. So -5 times x is -5x. Check, I like that part. And -5 times +7 is -35. So I like this part too. I see -35. That looks good. I don't think that's the problem. All right, so let's look then at B. B says he made a sign error in step 3. Okay, so here's step 3. And again, we're just going to always look up because in algebra, you look up to the step before it. And I can see here I had 50 is less than -5x. And I went from that to having x be alone in the next step, okay? So he somehow got rid of the -5 there. If you get rid of that -5, it's shoved up against it. So to get rid of it, you would have had to do the opposite. The shoved up against means it's multiplying, so we'll divide. And remember, you would divide by exactly what you want to get rid of. So you're going to divide by -5. And I got to do the exact same thing on the other side, divide by -5. All right. Really common error to drop a sign. So is that what this student did? Well, no. 50 divided by -5 is -10. And -5 divided by -5 does cancel, leaving me with +x. So he did not make a sign error in step 3. Next example, or next option, he should not have changed the inequality symbol from less than to greater than in step 3. Okay, so same thing, looking from step 2 to step 3, we see that we had a less than sign, and we ended up with a greater than sign. Well, we know 2 times that we flipped the inequality symbol, and one of them sure did happen. One of them is when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Well, he divided both sides by a negative number. He did what we call negating the inequality, changing the sign on both sides there. And so this is a correct action he did. He did right to flip the inequality symbol. So it better be 4, huh? Or I didn't write a very good problem. Let's see. He should have changed the inequality symbol from greater than to less than in step 4. Well, let me erase some of this distraction if I'm going to look at step 4. All right, so step 4, here we can see that we have a greater than symbol. And looking above that, we had a greater than symbol there as well. So what happened from step 3 to step 4? Well, we can see that in step 3, we had the x on the right-hand side and the -10 on the left. And all he did in step 4 was switch the order of that. He put x on the left and -10 on the right. And so a lot of students would say, no, he did right there. That looks good to me. But remember, this inequality symbol, it means something. It tells us which number is larger and which number is smaller. So it says -10 is larger than x. Well, then if you want to make it a sentence where you start with x, if -10 is the larger number, x is the smaller number. He should have had a less than sign there. And so then D is correct. He should have changed the inequality symbol from greater than to less than in step 4. All right. Woo! I feel like that was challenge level. But you did great. Thanks for tracking with me. I hope that makes sense. And we did look at some super common errors in inequalities and check for all of those. So even if you don't have one this challenging on the test, I hope that you'll be able to check your own work and look back at it to see if you made any of those common errors. All right, you guys, super proud of you. Happy learning.